Hi there, my name is Simon and welcome to Juicers.co.uk. Today, in response to popular demand, we're going to be looking at the Nama J2 self-feeding juicer. For those not already aware, the J2 is a popular model in the current juicing world, and now, after a fair wait, it's finally widely available in Europe and the UK. Therefore, we thought that it was high time that we took a look at it to see if it's actually worth the hype that it's generated. Now, instead of doing a standard review of the Nama J2, we decided that it would be most effective to compare it to other similar juicers to see how good it really is. However, in case you're new to this particular model, let's briefly cover its notable features and functions. Starting from the top, it's clear to see that the J2 is a self-feeding juicer. As a result, ingredients placed in the top chamber are juiced automatically once it is turned on, without the need for any supervision. Obviously, this saves quite a lot of time, as you don't need to stand next to it feeding ingredients for 5 to 15 minutes. It is also manufactured to a great standard from a range of high-quality BPA-free plastics, and comes with a decent selection of typical accessories. Nothing groundbreaking, but it covers all of the necessities. We'll talk more about the mechanism and things like juicing performance as we go, but overall it's a very solid juicer that offers a very polished juicing experience. Now, with that out of the way, you should now have a good base understanding of what the Nama J2 has to offer. So let's move on to actually comparing it to its peers. To keep things fair, we decided it would be best to compare it to other self-feeding juicers, namely the Hurom H300 and H200. Since Hurom manufactures the J2 for Nama, all three should have quite a lot in common, allowing us to get a good feel for how their differences actually impact the experience and results. So, with that in mind, let's start by comparing the starkest difference of the Nama and the Huroms: the juicing mechanism itself. Now, all three models use slightly different mechanisms, but the J2's is the most antiquated, as it uses a standard mesh screen to separate juice and pulp. Now, there's certainly nothing wrong with that in terms of juicing ability, but screens do have a knack for quickly clogging up with pulp. Put bluntly, this can make them a real nuisance to clean. And they can even suffer from reduced performance if not cleaned perfectly after each use with a firm scrubbing brush. On the flip side, each of the Hurom models use alternative mechanisms specifically designed to get around this issue. The H300 uses an all-new multi-screw design, and the H200 uses a dual strainer instead of a screen. Both of these alternatives do the same job, but are much easier to clean, as they can just pull apart, allowing for any pulp to just wash away without any of the heavy scrubbing needed for the Nama. In a straight-up comparison to the J2, the H200 took nearly 2 minutes less to fully clean straight after we'd made the same juice in each of them. And the H300 was a bit faster even than that. While 2 minutes certainly may not seem a lot, day in and day out it does stack up. That said, of course, a juicing mechanism isn't only defined by its ease of cleaning, and you'd probably assume that the Nama J2 makes up the difference when it comes to juicing. Well, in some ways it does, but not really in any way that actually matters in our experience. In terms of yields, the H300 was consistently the best of the three, even after straining, and the J2 and H200 were very evenly matched, a smidge behind it. Admittedly, the J2's juice did have a bit less pulp in it, which is a perk of a juicing screen. However, if juice texture is really important to you, we'd still strongly recommend straining it anyway, so that win isn't especially useful in reality. The J2 mechanism also doesn't really have any advantages when it comes to durability. In fact, it's arguably the worst of the three. Of course, the stainless steel sheets of the screen are nice, but overall the H200 is undoubtedly the sturdiest of them. Then there's the issue of the little cog found at the base of the bowl in the J2. This part is used to turn the spinning brush, and is common in most juicers that use a screen-based mechanism. However, it is small, quite thin, and has a reputation as a weak point. Normally, that wouldn't be an issue though, as such a part would be covered under the product's warranty. However, the J2 only has a 2-year warranty on its parts. Considering the fact that many parts start to fail when a juicer is between 2 to 3 years old, this, for us, is a bit of a red flag. The 15-year motor warranty is certainly very nice, but in our experience, parts make up over 90% of warranty claims. Therefore, the rather short 2 years of coverage on those parts is rather concerning when we consider longevity. Plus, to add insult to injury, both the H300 and H200 have 5 years of cover on their parts. Therefore, the J2 is a fair bit behind its closest peers in this regard. Now, despite it coming up short quite often in this comparison, we have to be fair and say that the J2 is a good juicer. At the end of the day, it's made by Hurom. Therefore, the self-feeding technology and build quality were always going to be amazing. Not to mention, if we compared it to nearly any other juicers, it would have undoubtedly come out on top. So if you've already invested in one, there's no need to worry, you haven't wasted your money. And the J2 in many ways is worthy of its broad support and popularity. However, if we change the angle of our view and ask if it's the best option considering its price, we'd have to say no, it isn't. While the standard mesh screen it uses may appeal to certain people, for the vast majority, the easy-to-clean mechanisms found in either the Hurom H200 or H300 would be a better choice. Then there's the issue of its rather short parts warranty, and of course its price, which really should be the lowest of the three models. Instead, it sits in the middle of them. Therefore, if you're on the hunt for a juicer and want to invest in a self-feeder, the Nama J2 probably shouldn't be at the top of your wish list. It's far from a bad choice, but the H200 is arguably better and cheaper, while the H300 is quite a bit more advanced for only a little extra money. Ultimately, there's no bad choice between the three, but in terms of value, we can't back the Nama J2 as the undisputed champion in its current state. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope that you found this comparison useful. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like, and we'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more of it, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time, and have a lovely day.